The man who killed 9 parishioners at a church in Charleston is now appealing his conviction and death sentence.
In 2015, Dylann Roof opened fire inside a Bible study at Emmanuel AME Church. He was later arrested in Shelby. In 2017, he was found guilty and sentenced to death. Now, one of the 9 people senselessly killed that day was Cynthia Graham Hurd. Her brother is former North Carolina State Senator and now Charlotte City Councilman Malcolm Graham. Tonight, he invited me inside his home to talk exclusively about this new development. Well, Malcolm, thank you for allowing us to come into your home and talk through this with you. You said this afternoon when I reached out, that was your first time hearing about this appeal by Dylann Roof.
Yeah, so I was contacted by you and kind of gave me a heads up on what was going on. Not really surprised. He's on death row, and we all know when someone is sentenced to death, there's a whole appellate process that they have the right to go through. And evidently today he chose to kind of pull that trigger to appeal his sentence. An individual who killed 9 individuals now is fighting for his life. And he wants to demonstrate that through the appellate process, and which is a right that he has, but he did not give those who he killed the right to pursue happiness and peace.
So how does that make you feel?
Well, our focus now, my focus, the foundation focus of how Cynthia lived versus how she died. And so as we celebrate her life, the 5th anniversary of the shooting, that's where our focus is. Obviously, there is what I said earlier regarding Dylann Roof is that he should be punished to the fullest extent of the law. A jury of his peers have found him guilty as charged, and he was sentenced to death. And I support that decision, and I'm willing to ride out all the appeals that he has forthcoming.
You will be present.
I will be present, and as I said earlier, to stand up and be a voice for my sister and those who also died then as well.
I know you've also spent time since this happened, you know, talking about issues of gun violence and talking about this, this sad scenario that we seem to keep seeing playing out across the country. You spent a lot of work on this.
And all over the country, I'm talking about gun violence, and more importantly, Charleston is so different from all the rest because this is really about the gun was the tool that the perpetrator used to commit the crime. The crime itself was hate, racism, and discrimination. And so not only was I advocating for common sense gun legislation, but bringing attention to the hatred that we have in our country, and whether or not we saw it in Charleston or we saw it at the Jewish synagogue in Pittsburgh. We saw it again play out in the Jewish congregation in California. The rise of white nationalists and alt-right is real, and I think we need to acknowledge that. The same way we acknowledge the fact that we need common sense gun legislation, we also need to acknowledge the fact that racism and discrimination, hatred is really prevalent in our society today.
And so again, we are about to come up on the 5th anniversary of this tragedy that happened in Charleston, but you are focused on your sister's legacy with the foundation and remembering how she lived.
Yeah, our focus is not to dwell on how she died. We all know that story. We want to share with the community how she lived and who she was, and so that's the mission of the Cynthia Graham Hurd Foundation for Reading and Civic Engagement, is to really celebrate her life, to do those things that were really a part of her. Reading and literacy was a big part. So all goals and objective this year is to focus on how she lived versus how she died.
Dylann Roof's appeal includes questions about whether the court made a mistake finding him competent to stand trial, and ask if his death sentence is cruel and unusual because he suffers from mental disorders. And as you heard Malcolm Graham say, he will be there for every single court appearance relating to this case.